tell you how it will be. There's 1 for you, 19 for me.
No, 1 for you, 19 for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm the tax man. Yeah, I'm the tax man. And you're working for no one but me. Good day, everyone. Good evening, wherever you are. Out there in the greater world. This is Paul. And that's Guy. So we've had a nice lunch.
We went to... Because it would be amazing if the owners of Soutane were to listen to this. But can we recommend to our listenership the Soutane restaurant in St John's Wood?
Yeah.
We walked out there, actually. Lots of Jewish people in it, in the restaurant around us. I didn't notice there was any pork on the menu.
I don't know, but I think we were the only non-Jewish people.
No, there was one other couple, actually.
One other couple? Ooh.
Oh, we're a couple. And we went out and Paul noticed at the top of a mosque with a kind of crescent moon. I don't know which mosque it is.
So St John's Wood Road goes straight down. Well, it's
the Regent's Park.
Yeah.
The Regent's Park one, yeah.
And it's right at the end of the road, sticking up like a giant cock.
Look at that guy.
Look at that.
What's the fucking problem? Let them do what they want.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying that it's a problem.
Why we have to set up a
bit of a statement?
Let them make a statement. What's St Paul's Cathedral?
It's a bit of a statement.
Well, it's cool, and we're not like...
It's true, we moved on anyway.
What do you mean? We're here, what, you and me or the world?
Well, the world has. We're not killing...
All right. It's all right.
We are not killing...
For the Muslims to
We are not killing the Jews in
or
Europe.
The Muslims in
or the Muslims,
Park.
for that matter.
No. And it's lovely.
Mind you, never say never, eh?
It's lovely. But there were no Muslims in the restaurant.
I did see a Sikh.
I don't know what it's like. Yeah, I saw a Sikh too.
A Sikh gentleman.
They're like rich Indians were there.
Yeah.
It's in St John's Wood. It's a really nice restaurant. I recommend it.
There are other restaurants available. I think it's part of the Caprice Holdings.
Right.
Megalodon.
The guy, what's he called who owns it? Jeremy, is he?
Probably.
He went to Millfield anyway. It's a very Millfield operation, the whole thing.
Is it? Mark Hicks used to work for them, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, Mark Hicks used to run all their restaurants.
Oh, right.
And that's all their famous signature stuff came from Mark, if I'm not
Well,
mistaken.
I love that menu. It's just so old school. And, I looked at the wine list. I went to my daughter, Ella, took me out. I said, let's go out to dinner. You choose the restaurant. And she took me to a place where, there wasn't a proper menu, basically. You ordered there's kind of hipster came up to you and just sort of
describe the hipster, please.
He was he had no hair but a big beard, and he had
upside down head,
and he had a striped apron on, and frankly insolent attitude. I thought when he came and he put his hand on the table, his weight on one leg, and said, what do you want? And we had to order there were no starters and main course. You just ordered loads of little things.
He had a grimy hand, did he?
No, he wasn't grimy. No, he's cool. And what was the thing is, he said, do you want a wine? Do you want to have... I said, yes, I'd like some wine. He said, I'll get you the list. I said, it's not necessary. Tell me what wines you've got. Have you got any... What French Burgundies have you got? And he said, we don't have any French wine. And he said it in a way where I felt he was boasting or he was belittling me in some way.
Yeah.
As I said to Paul earlier, at that moment...
God, you're not still on that shit.
Right. I said to Paul, no, inside my heart put on its coat and left the restaurant, walked off. And we were left to drink a kind of Chilean. I said, well, what's like it? And I got a wine that was so unlike a French Burgundy. And I thought, You
don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about. Or is it that I don't know what I'm talking about? Anyway, this restaurant, this La Soutine, St John's Wood, Highwood,
Soutine,
it's got every single wine was French.
Good wine as well.
And that's,
I liked it.
And I like the way he does the menu. It's a big card, and it has basically it's kind of British nursery food, isn't it? Sort of steak, chips, little fries, and a little.
Yeah, it's French bistro, isn't it?
Yes. I had steak tartare, and before that I had a prawn cocktail.
Yes, I had steak frite, and before that I had a very peculiar terrine of beetroot, which exploded in the mouth. Actually, I feel like Jay Rayner now. But I am going to tell you
about...
Can
you just tell me about it exploding in the mouth? That's a metaphor, is it?
It kind of blew up in my mouth a bit like a small bomb. Imagine putting a
I didn't know where you were going with that sentence.
in your mouth and pulling the pin out. It wasn't like that, because all your teeth would be smashed and broken, probably protruding through the upper...
And there'd be like dead people all over.
Yeah, and it would be a huge hole where your mouth was.
Yeah.
But no, it was kind of not fizzy, but very bright, and had a deep beetroot flavour, but quite lemony as well, quite a bright flavour. I wasn't expecting it.
I don't like beetroot.
And I love beetroot.
I'll eat anything.
Fucking love beetroot.
I would eat baked beetroot. I will eat anything, but the beetroot is almost at the bottom, the last thing that I want to eat.
It's up there with
cooked celery. I'm not very keen on either.
It's up there, you see, for me, beetroot.
Really?
It's up there, man.
Doesn't it taste of dirt?
Yes, that's the whole point, guy. The good earth.
Well, I don't go to a restaurant to taste dirt.
The good earth, guy. Taste of the good earth.
You just go to the garden for that.
No, guy, it's a bit like Whole Foods, isn't it?
I don't eat for health.
Yes, you do. Everybody eats for health. Stop being contrary.
Anyway, we have decided Paul claims it's his idea, and I will concede on this occasion, because I don't want to row. I don't want to row.
Don't be a complete arsehole.
But what we're going to do is we're going to go to a restaurant. We're going to have a meal totally in reverse, which you would think would mean that we are starting with the pudding, and then having the main course, and then having a starter. And we've been discussing it for some time, Paul and I pointed out to him that you wouldn't actually start with the pudding, because if we're really going to do this job properly, and we're going to do it, then we're going to come back and report to you. What you would actually start with is you'd start with a bowl of
Calvados, or perhaps a Poilium, and the bill.
And the bill, exactly. Yeah. When you do it with those two, you then go to the bog and have a line of Coke.
A big line.
You've been in the restaurant at this point about a quarter of an hour. You spend quite a lot of time doing this.
On an empty stomach.
On an empty stomach, yeah. And then you have a line of Coke. Then you go back into the restaurant, you ask for another bill and another cognac. Right, okay. And then you go and have another line of Coke.
You go back into the bog then, yeah, have another line.
Another line of Coke.
And this is before anything else has happened.
Then you ask for the pudding menu.
And then you don't have a pudding.
Then you don't have a pudding, and say just 2 coffees, please.
Yeah, then you have two double espressos, and you don't go back. And maybe you go back into the loo, I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Well, no. Well, maybe. You have 2 double espressos, and then I guess by this point chatting won't be that tricky, because we'll be fairly half cut, really hard.
Hammered and high.
Yeah. And then we have to face the challenge of the main course. And I think we then said that, and what we're wondering is whether the waiter or waitress is going to notice what we're up to. Because then we say, can we have a look at the menu? And we order a main course and the first course. And then we go, excuse me, one thing, could we have the main course first? And any cool restaurant, they'll go, it's absolutely fine. But they may start thinking, hold on, there's something a bit weird going on. They've asked for the bill twice.
What are they doing? What are they up to? I don't know, everybody watching us probably.
Do you think we should tell the waitress what we're up to?
No.
I think it might, because it's less manipulative. It's just more open.
But it's none of their business. They're there to basically furnish our requirements, aren't they? We don't have to tell them what we're doing. Do you go into a restaurant and announce what you're doing that evening? I
say I'm going to have 2 starters. If I'm going to have 2 starters.
But you might go in there and say, oh yeah, but you're not going to go in there and say, oh yeah, I'm having a family meal and we've decided this evening we're all going to eat light or healthy. So why should you tell me? Okay,
all right. I feel sorry for her. She's got 2 slightly tricky customers on table 13. We're not sure which restaurant we're going to do this in. So we'll welcome
soniclandfill@gmail.com.
That's it. If you've got any suggestions
as to which restaurant,
or if you are a restaurateur and you'd like us to
to come in
and make trouble, then we are your people. Yeah. So then we have the main course, easy. Then there's a small gap. Then we order the wine.
Oh
God, we can't have wine. There's no wine. We can't have wine until right at the end. Then we order the wine, hammer through a bottle of wine, then have the first course.
When can we order the wine now?
We can't order the wine until, because you order the wine right when you arrive. All right, that's right at
No, we have a glass of champagne. The last thing you have is a glass
the last thing is a glass of champagne. No, the last thing you have is like an entire basket of bread. with loads of butter on it, and you have to have the whole lot really fast.
And they say, "Do you want any more bread?" And you go, "Oh yeah, go on, bring some." You've got to hammer through that.
So you end up with like so you have a bottle of wine, then a glass of champagne.
Are we allowed to order the wine
and then
with the main course? I think we are.
Only if it's a second bottle. You couldn't possibly. You have to have another one at the beginning, because there's no way you would wait till the main course, or well, we wouldn't wait for the main course to order the. So if we're following, if we're doing it properly, we have to have another bottle of wine at the end with the bread.
Are we having pudding wine? Dessert wine?
No, we've got
cheese
the
board.
No, we've got
Start with the cheese board.
3 lines of coke and a cheese board.
Jesus Christ.
No, also, no, we have to arrive. Also, we have to go straight out for a cigarette as well.
Oh my God, yeah, we've got to have a couple of fags. A couple of gaspers outside.
Yeah, right. That normally happens at the end of the meal. And then we get to the bowl of bread, glass of champagne, and then the last thing we do is ask for the menu. And that's it.
And what about the bill? We do have to pay.
Well, I think we'll just have to settle the bill outside the contract. Outside the contract. But
horrendous. I'm not looking forward to this, actually. It horrifies me, the idea. I mean, it's just getting off the blocks, guy.
It's so strange that there's something should be so different in one direction as the other, to the other. What else can we do backwards? Anyway, let's not
get too carried away.
We're going to do it. Anyway, we're going to do it either next week or the week before. Next
week or the week before.
That's just ridiculous backward meal.
Yes. So if you've got any suggestions as to where we should go, or indeed, if you're a restaurateur and you would like us in your establishment, please get in touch. We'll try and make a good job of it.
I don't think they're going to do that, Paul, because we're basically going to go and take the piss out of their restaurant.
There's another way we could do it, though. If we did Japanese, then all bets are off, aren't they?
You wouldn't notice. You wouldn't even know. It has to be a European meal, so you just wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's true. Curry would be quite hardcore.
Curry. No, I don't think it's much different, except that at the end you have to have 3 pints of lager.
Yeah, and loads of mince. Start with mince.
Starts off with mince, that's it.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a good idea. If only just to show. Because I don't know, we don't even think about it, do we? We just go in there and you go to a restaurant and it's always the same way around. Weirdly. I mean, I do, like you, I sometimes have 2 starters rather than a main course.
Well, I used to. Have you ever had 2 main courses?
I did it the other day, actually.
What do you have?
I had to have a doggy bag for one of them because I couldn't eat it.
You should never take food out of a restaurant.
Why?
It's American.
No, it's not.
It's disgusting behaviour.
What are you talking about?
You don't take food out of a restaurant.
You never go home with a curry?
Never.
You mentally put it in the fridge and the next day it's fantastic.
Well, then they just order another curry.
No, it's not the same, guy.
No. I don't. If it's a full-on takeaway, obviously you take it home, but you don't take food out of a restaurant.
Yes, you do.
It's disgusting. It's like.
Who says you don't take food out of a restaurant?
I just think that. Well, put it like this: no French person ever would.
Oh, excuse me.
I think the French do know a lot about restaurant culture.
Yeah, but doesn't mean you can't take...
It's greedy, it's a beast behaviour, it's weird, it's fat American...
It's wasteful to leave it and have it go in the bin, guy. If there's good food on the table, you take it home.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's not good, because look at the fucking size of the world. We have got so fat, and I think this is a scientific fact, Paul will check, that what's the thing that the Earth spins on?
Axis.
The axis of the Earth is possibly, but we're not sure... this could be why True North is changing position. It's
because of all the fat people in America.
In America, yeah, and they're sending it a little bit off. It's like if you have weights on your wheel, on your tyre,
and it's creating an eccentric movement.
That's it, and it's set the whole planet off.
That's quite a theory. Where did you come up with that?
Of the arses in Miami.
Did you come up with that?
Yeah,
that's outrageous.
It's not outrageous. It's a scientific fact.
It's a scientific fact which you
go and sit as I have in Miami airport for a few hours waiting for a flight. Those people take food out of a restaurant. Don't do it, kids. Do not take food out of a restaurant. You leave it there. You're not a dustbin.
I don't agree.
You're not a dustbin.
Can I say for the record,
It's
if
all right
you
for
bought...
Paul, because you're slim and young and you've got tight buttocks and everything. But
part of the reason is I don't waste food, Guy. I'm not a binge eater.
I'm terrible.
Binge eater. I take it home and put it... I take it... No, Guy, don't go there.
Are we going to have a tequila?
Yeah, shall we? There's some on the table.
There's an icy bottle of tequila.
I see a passport and a bottle of tequila on the table. It's
all right.
oh.
Yeah, like a Rothmans advert of your...
Exactly. All bets are off.
Yeah. A passport.
And today we're smoking Vogues, which are skinny fags with mint in.
I don't see the point of that.
Other cigarettes are available.
Why do you keep saying that?
I don't know, because they say it on the radio.
Yeah, it's a stupid thing to say.
Why?
Because the whole point of life, of conversation, of discourse,
social intercourse.
Stand back for some pomposity. If you're not ready for pomposity,
fucking tsunami of it.
Is making distinctions and not going everything's equal, it's all the same. It's going this is better than that, and you're not prepared to stand up for your. They're really weedy little.
Like prison fags, aren't they?
What do you mean about prison?
Prison fags are thin.
Oh, I don't know. I've never been to prison. Have you?
What do you mean?
Fucking should have been. If the justice system was in this country,
I've not committed any more crimes than you have.
Oh look, my little. Oh, we've got some keys too.
In fact, Guy, you've committed many more crimes than I have.
Crimes
against humanity and public decency.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
I have behaved badly, Paul. I own it.
We're not on this again, are we?
No.
The crimes of Guy.
Do you think when God comes to weigh up our,
you've been weighed in the balance and found wanting.
Yeah. I'm like, do I go up, not down? Am I heavy or light? And if you found wanting, it means that you're light.
No, if you're weighed in the balance and found wanting, it means that you're heavy. Your soul.
Do you think so?
Well, that comes from the psychostasia, which is the Egyptians used to weigh the soul when you died was weighed against a feather of infinitely light weight, and if your soul had any mass at all, then you were eaten by a memtit, the devourer, and sent down into the underworld. So the psychostasia is the weighing of the soul.
Not too large for me.
So
that sounds terrible. Didn't they weigh a body before and after death, and there was like a 6 gram difference?
Yeah, something like that.
Isn't there a book called 6 grams?
Right, yeah.
Oh, that could be. No, that's something else altogether. Sorry. I picked it up thinking this looks like an interesting subject. Interesting evening. Discovered it was about death.
Yeah, about the weighing of the. The thing is about the soul, guys. The soul has no mass, does it? It's a refined concept of the infinite nothingness of consciousness.
How long are you going to go on about this for? Because I just want to know when to open my ears again.
Do you think the soul exists?
I think it's an imaginative. It's just an act of the imagination.
Have you ever seen a dead corpse?
Not really.
I am a living corpse that you're looking at.
Not really. Only once I saw the legs of a dead person in the grill. No, I have seen a dead person, but he had just died, and it was in dark, and he was on the verge of being knocked off a bicycle by a tourist bus. What was he called? He was a nice guy, actually. Little Dread, bicycling home. What was he called? And the Thompson Tours bus wiped him out.
Damn.
And he was on the verge. They had to get on because they had to get the tourists to the airport.
Yeah, needs must.
Yeah.
I saw my mum's dead body. It looked like a puppet. It didn't look as real as the figures that I make. Me and my brother were looking at her and I went, "Is this some kind of fucking joke?" I said, "What is that?" It looked like my mum, but it just kind of looked like a doll. I'm not joking. It was weird. We were actually laughing. We both laughed and said, "That's not my mum." It was like a weird little dolly that they'd made in some back room.
I don't think they would have gone to trouble, would they?
Well, probably not. They wouldn't have to. But I'm just saying that you say that the soul doesn't exist, but when you see a body devoid of the life force, it's alarming how
It's just in your imagination.
look clunky.
I think it's in your imagination.
No, guy, it's not.
Because if you like put some makeup on it and a nice suit and all that, they look quite lively.
Yeah, they do, but they don't look lively otherwise because the animation's gone and it's the life force isn't just. It's not just the beating heart.
What about an actor? They can act being dead. Now, if your theory about the soul was true, you couldn't act being dead with any convincing.
There's a close-up and you see the eye flicker.
I've never seen the eye flicker in a dead person in a movie.
I'm trying to remember which movie. There's a really famous one where the body's really obviously not dead. There's quite a few actually.
Really?
Yeah, really crap dead people that are obviously not dead.
Can't they just freeze frame?
Hmm?
I'm surprised they don't just freeze the frame.
Well, it looks really obvious.
I suppose if there are other people moving in the shot.
Well, exactly.
Can't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, they don't look real.
What
Dead
about-
bodies don't look real.
There's a dead thrush outside by the kitchen window yesterday. I should have realised it was a portent.
A portent.
Very pretty. We've got so many crows. If it only had been a crow, it was a thrush. They're not very many of them. A very pretty bird.
I love the thrush.
Yeah, they're really gone.
I like their activities, and I like they've got these multiple. They've got a polyphonic voice, haven't they? So they can mimic several sounds at once. When you hear them trilling away to themselves, they sound like a computer. All these weird noises, and they're able to mimic. They've got several. Their vocal cords. They're able to like do 3 or 4 sounds at the same time. Amazing. I do like thrushes. I like to see them when they're doing the murmuration in the sky.
That's not thrushes, is it?
Yeah,
Is that always thrushes?
pretty much.
Golly, because there's a lot of those in Somerset, of course.
On the levels.
Are they all thrushes?
Yep.
I thought our species were being decimated. There are like millions of them. I thought thrush was something under pressure. It's not under pressure.
They love car parks. Have you noticed that? Supermarket car parks, you'll always see them strutting around.
They can get free parking.
Scribbling away at each other.
Don't have to pay.
Strutting about. With their oily feathers.
So they got. I picked this one up actually, and I thought, what am I going to do with it? I put it on the table. A fly buzzed around it. I thought, no, that's no good. So I took it by one claw and spun it round and sent it off into the next world.
Did you pay the ferryman? What I usually do is I put them in a box and send them to Polly.
Oh yeah, that's what I should have done.
That's what I usually.
She's going on a holiday too, would have rotted nicely.
Should have been waiting for it.
I had a friend. You know, there was a service. It happens at Whitby and a few other coastal towns where you can send a herring to someone. Do you know that? You can send a herring, and this person my friend had been annoyed by someone who he knew was going away for the month of August, and he sent him like 12 herrings on the 1st of August. Ooh. I think now probably they vacuum pack them and all that, so they're not so bad in those days.
The old trick was to put a fish down the back of the radiator. You'd go to someone's house who you didn't like for a dinner party, or you'd bring a fish with you.
Oh, you're a nice guest.
Slip it down the back of the radiator, and it often would take months to find out where that smell was coming from in the winter months.
Yeah, they've checked everywhere else.
They're like, what the fuck is that? It must be a rat. Pull the floorboards up.
Have another shot, darling.
For God's sake. That's so unpleasant. Did I tell you about my idea to weaponise moths?
Well, you don't need to.
No, but
I live in absolute fear. You know, I mean, like
no. But what you do is you get a
I'm in moth paranoia.
You get a old cashmere jumper and put it in a shoebox, and instead of killing those moths, you capture them and put them in the shoebox, and then you literally breed up a swarm of moths in the shoebox, which you cannot open under any circumstances. Right. There's a pre-cut hole which is sealed with insulating tape on one end of it, and then what you do is you put it up against the letterbox of someone you don't like, and you pull the thing off and then stick it to the letterbox and bang it so that all the moths go into the house, and then you close the box and they just, I mean...
Do you spend a lot of time thinking about doing horrible things to people you don't like?
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't
everybody?
None at all.
I should say I used to do. I don't anymore.
Right.
These are what they call them, historical legacy ideas.
I remember Snips walking down Glastonbury High Street. My friend Snips, And I saw him, I went, hi, and he had a little kind of Moroccan-y, not kind of Moroccan, Afghani, like an Afghani hat. You know, Mujahideen, what are they called?
Yeah, Mujahideen.
They were briefly fashionable before 9/11.
It looked like a pork pie.
That's it.
Slightly collapsed
quite woolly,
pork pie, yeah.
And he raised his hat to me, and it must have been like 70 moths all flew out. It was really great. They were like his thoughts.
No way.
Yeah. It was
70 moths?
Yeah, the whole cloud of moths.
Did he notice them?
No, it's how he rolled.
Oh my God.
It was like they were like in his brain, in his head.
You can't get rid of them.
No, I've got them in my house at the moment. We're setting off these bombs. One, I did 5 yesterday.
Did you? Stink, don't they?
I had to go back into the room because one of the things had not lit.
Oh no.
So
UXB.
Yeah, we need a volunteer to go back in.
Fryer, send him in. He's not available, sir. He's on leave, sir. Bloody hell, I'm going to have to go in myself.
Exactly.
Get out of my way. Give me that toolbox and get out of my fucking way. I don't need the helmet, for God's sake, man.
So I went back in and I lit it. They're quite good. I hope they work.
They stink, like they should do.
Moth. Actually, there used to be moths in this flat, but I don't think we haven't seen any for a bit.
No, we're in London today.
Yeah.
We're
yeah, because we've just been to Soutane.
Soutine.
Soutine or Soutane? I don't know.
Soutane.
I don't know what it means.
Putain de merde. They've got some good insults, haven't they? Putain de merde is pretty good. Doesn't that mean shit whore?
I think it does. I'm going to say, what kind of...
You shit
What does she
whore.
do?
I like the Italian one. What's that one? Porco Dio.
Pig of God.
Porco de Dio.
Cheers.
Cheers, love.
We're on the tequila. Oh,
We're back on the wagon now.
yeah.
Trundling along on the wagon, aren't we, Guy?
FDR. I've just been reading about FDR.
Yeah.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Delano.
Yeah, Delano, because there's loads of avenues in America called Delano. Who, the American president.
Yes.
Who got America out of the Depression. And he did it. But from this article I've just read, which is a review about a book about him, all signs were that the economy had tanked. It's a Great Depression, Dust Bowl, and things were getting worse. And his only he decided to spend a lot. The government spent a lot of money. The first time the American government had ever spent a lot of money. He decided, he built all those roads and he got all sorts of things going. So he put people to work that way. But
was it some sort of deal he did?
Yeah, the New Deal.
The New Deal.
Yeah, where he put people to work and said, we're just going to employ people and print money to employ them, and we're going to get a debt, but it's going to be worth doing it. The opposite of austerity. And it's like touch and go whether it's going to work. And this writer was saying what really made it work was Roosevelt being absolutely
drunk.
Everyone who he was with, he was like totally positive. And it doesn't matter who rang him and said, how's it going? He just went, fine.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, he said it's great. And they said that this was a really important force in that he made people believe in it, and then that helped it happen, which is, I'm saying this for all of you.
Oh, here we go.
Remainers.
Brexit.
It's about getting behind it and saying it's going to work. And if you say that, when he met Orson Welles, when Roosevelt met Orson Welles, he said, "You and I are the two greatest actors in America," because he was aware that he was lying to them all the time, saying it's going to work. It's going to. It's going to work. But he didn't. He really didn't think it would work. But he thought that constantly encouraging people that it would work was more likely to make it work.
That he'd have no other.
Yeah, and I think that we should all take a little leaf out of his book.
Well, the thing is, Guy, I don't know what to believe when you open your mouth about Brexit, because it changes not even from day to day, but from hour to hour.
No, it's never done it in an hour. I've never gone back and... No, I have, actually.
You have, yeah?
Yeah, in an hour, yeah.
You've gone from really staunch Remainer to very, very strong...
Buccaneering Brexiteer. Back to like...
In the space of an hour.
Yeah, I have, actually, yeah.
I've seen you do it.
At the moment, tonight, I'm a Brexiteer.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're back on the Brexit.
Yeah, after reading the FDR thing and just going, a lot of politics, a lot of life is like, we're going to do it. Stop this negative talk. Everyone says we can't do it. Watch us. Group together. Unify. Be strong. Look after each other. And let's get through this. In any direction you can go if you're unified. But unfortunately, the snivelling...
What? Fifth columnists.
You know, saboteurs.
Saboteurs.
Yeah.